sometimes if I go into too much detail, the message that I'm trying to convey can get lost, and it can almost even confuse the other person, and they may not even hear or understand what my need is. So that's why I like to keep it short and keep it simple.
Disability Rights Texas presents How to Be Your Own Best Advocate with DRTX intern Larissa Minner.
One time I was at the doctor's office and the doctor suddenly walked out the door. Next time that I saw my doctor, I said this: instead of hinting or relying on body language, please be direct with me and let me know when we have about 5 minutes left in the appointment. Hi, I'm Larissa, and I have several disabilities. Sometimes I have encountered uncomfortable situations. Luckily, I advocate for myself to often improve these situations. Right now, I'm currently an intern with Disability Rights Texas, and we're working together to co-produce these videos in a series called How to Be Your Best Advocate. Now, in this video, I will go over something that we call a partial disclosure, where you describe the behavior, explain what the behavior means, and then request your need. And this can be short statements, and typically I like to do this without disclosing my disability, but it can be done in a combination of ways. And it's also okay to skip steps and just do the steps that are needed. So sometimes explaining what your disability is and disclosing that can be a little bit too much information depending on the situation. So sometimes if I go into too much detail, the message that I'm trying to convey can get lost, and it can almost even confuse the other person, and they may not even hear or understand what my need is. So that's why I like to keep it short and keep it simple, and that helps keep things clear. So to do that, I typically just explain what I need without naming my disabilities. And there's certain situations where if I feel like I'm being treated differently because of my disabilities, I will not disclose or call attention to my diagnosis in those situations, because sometimes people might treat me differently, and I don't want that to be more prominent or worse in those situations. So there's some times where in the past I would be treated differently at doctor's offices, so I would bring somebody with me for support, but instead of the doctor talking to me directly, they would talk to the person I brought back with me and basically ignore me like I wasn't even in the room. So what I did is, instead of calling attention to my diagnoses, I simply spoke up and I explained that I could understand the doctor and that I had just brought the person for support, and that I needed them to please look at me and directly talk to me when I'm in the room, and to ask me questions, not my support person. And I kept it short and I kept it simple, and I think this helped it helped my message to get across, and it also helped prevent any assumptions that the doctor could have potentially made if I had called attention to my diagnoses. And so I find a partial disclosure just really handy. And another just really quick example is that there will be times where I used to not speak very much, so I would simply explain something along the lines of, I may not speak that much, but I'm listening and I enjoy your company. So what I need is for you to please still invite me to lunches with coworkers. And that was simple and it got my point across. So if you want to practice doing your own partial disclosure, go to Disability Rights Texas, and we're going to have some materials on this as well as some tools to help you out. And that's at www.drtx.org/self-advocate. And we'll have tools to help you. And be sure to check out our other 2 videos in this series, How to Be Your Best Advocate.
Content for this resource is provided by DRTX self-advocate intern Larissa Minner of the University of Texas ACT-LEND Practicum program and is based on her research and professional and personal experience. This handout is not intended to and does not replace an attorney's advice or assistance based on your particular situation.